Hi, this is part two, and we'll talk about getting around the Excel sheet with the data and understanding what data is in the Excel sheet. This assumes that you have had a chance to get your data downloaded to Excel, and if you're a interested individual in the college, this would also assume that you've contacted your IT office and they've been able to provide this data for you in a machine readable way, i.e. Excel. So if we look at the data, one of the first things that I like to do when I get data is to freeze the headings. So I'll go over here to row 2 with my arrow and I'll click on it and I'll go up here and I'll go view and I'll say freeze panes. And what that does is that allows me to roll all the data below the frozen frame without rolling the frozen frame out of the picture so I can see exactly what's going on. So we see that the first row, or it's the first column rather, and the first row, A1 has alternate ID. These are fictitious ID numbers assigned to students. We're trying to preserve their anonymity. We're complying with sort of guidelines to be able to do that. FERPA being one of the guidelines that would say that if somebody were to pick up your Excel sheet, look at those alternate IDs, they wouldn't be able to trace that back to a social security number or to another number generated by the institution that would be personally identifiable. Race ethnicity is the next column, and there it's important for you to understand that we've combined ethnicity, Hispanic or Latino with the rest of the racial categories. Federal guidelines call for separate race reporting as well as separate ethnicity reporting. Gender is self-explanatory, low income. Everybody entered in the fall 2011. Their last term of attendance is a code, but it's also carried over in column G and spelled out. Last undergraduate cumulative GPA, if they entered English one level below collegiate, yes or no. If they got a subsequent grade in that class, S or U, these are pass-fail grades. Same for entered English at college level, yes or no. Their college level grade, entered math 3 levels below college, developmental math. Their grade, entered math 2 levels below, entered math 1 level below, their grade, and then if they entered math at the college level and their subsequent grade. Some institutions have reading. Here we looked at whether they entered reading 2 levels below and their grade 1 level below their grade, and then simply whether they completed a degree or certificate. There are other columns of data that could have been added to this, but we didn't do that here simply because this is an exercise meant to familiarize you with cohort tracking. So we go down the list and you see that there are 403 rows. So we'll talk a little bit more about those rows and then how to extract the data from the spreadsheet in the next section. Thank you. Onward.